So then we're going to move on to step 4. So this is creating a roadmap. So this is where you're going to take your big goals and we're going to break them down into some more manageable steps. So setting a big goal is great, but when we're looking a year out, like let's say your goal is to start a business a year from now and have, I don't know, replace your income from your career. That is a really big goal. And so looking at that big goal can feel overwhelming when you're looking at it from today's standpoint. And so the roadmap is going to help us break that big goal down into more bite-sizable pieces so that we can work towards this goal every day and know what tasks we need in order to get there. So I like to plan a year at a time. So I plan out my goals for a year from now. Then I break them down into quarters, like I previously said, and then months, and then weeks, so that I can stay focused, but they're broken down into more achievable steps. This allows me to not only set big goals, but allows me to see achievable nuggets throughout the time. Then you feel like you're moving towards your goal every day. So the second thing is you want to prioritize what comes first. This is something that is really important. Often many of my clients will be like, I want to start a business or I want to transition my career, but I need to, do something first, like take a certification, build a website, or, build my LinkedIn profile and get 500 connections. But did you know that I built a 6-figure business with no website for 2 years? Most of the time, these things that are holding us back are just busy work that are keeping us from our actual goals. So when you want to achieve your goal but are held back for something, take a minute to determine if you actually need to do that thing, or if it's just busy work because you're feeling nervous and, taking another certification makes you feel more comfortable. I was coaching someone today who's an IT developer, and he's really looking to move into the next stage of his career. And this was one of the things that he was kind of focused on was, there's a 6-month certification. I really think I should take it. It's on AI, and I think it would be really helpful to my job search. And I was like, okay, well, let's just take a minute and think about how has your job search been going thus far? Have people said, you need this extra training? He's like, well, I haven't applied for any jobs yet. Oh, okay. So where we need to apply for jobs first and see how your resume is landing with people who are in the hiring space. If they come back at you and say, I really feel like you're lacking in your tech skills and you really need to up that, then the certification is a great option. But in his case, the certification made him feel more comfortable than just applying for jobs, because applying for jobs is something that's new for him. And so we worked together on, his resume and improving his interviewing skills and improving his networking so that he can start getting out there and actually seeing how the market responds to his resume. So you really want to make sure you prioritize what really matters to get you to your next steps. I have another client who's starting a coaching business, and she has a degree in a related field and years of experience, but she keeps stalling, thinking she needs to get this certification or that certification. But honestly, she doesn't need that to get started. Yeah, it could help her. It will help her probably long term, but to get her business started, it's not necessarily necessary. I built a resume writing business, and I'm a certified resume writer, like I said, but I have not once in 2 years been asked what my credentials were. All of my previous clients wanted to know about my experience. They wanted to see samples of my work, or they wanted to hear testimonials from other clients. Not once have I been asked if I'm a certified resume writer. So that goes to show that whatever is holding you back is more likely your mindset than an actual certification or credential. Another thing to help you break down your goals and create more of a roadmap is to attach realistic timeframes to each milestone or task. We talked about that a little bit in the last section, but once you've figured out which task needs to go first, you want to attach a realistic timeframe. If you're creating a website for your job search or for your business, creating a deadline of a couple of days is likely going to frustrate you and make your goal unrealistic. And don't be afraid to enact help. If you're like me, you might not be super techie. I mean, I'm pretty good with a computer, but creating my website was a challenge I would not like to repeat. But getting the help of someone that knows the platforms and which ones are easy to use, or hiring someone to build your website for you once you've made some sales, can be really, really helpful. I use Squarespace if anyone is wondering what the easiest one is. It's super easy. But if you are looking to switch careers and have never written a resume, watch some videos, find a trusted source, or hire a resume writer to do it for you. There are multiple ways to get creative about achieving our goals, and it doesn't have to be solely on our own manpower. Being realistic about what you are capable of and what you will enjoy doing will help you get to your end result quicker without facing burnout. Then the third point is to get help. Oh, the last point, sorry, the fourth one, sorry, is to get help when you need it. We already talked about that a little bit, but when we're entering a new stage of life, we're not the expert. That's just a fact. I mean, if we're starting a new job, we're going to have a big learning curve. If we're jumping into business, it's also a big learning curve. The information is out there and we can always figure it out. But sometimes it takes a lot of valuable time that we don't really have. So be honest with yourself and get help when you need it. There are so many great local businesses out there who are trying to build something for their family, and supporting them means the world. So let's say my goal is to transition my career from working in a bank to working in a nonprofit by spring of 2024. This is one of my real clients. We did this was about 2 years ago. So this is her long-term goal, but where do we even start? So here are 5 things she can do to break down her goal further. So she could decide the types of causes she wants to support in the nonprofit she wants to work for. She can conduct informational interviews with people in the nonprofit causes she cares about. She can revamp her resume for a transition, maybe hire a professional to showcase her transferable skills. She might want to get coaching on interviewing and how to showcase her transferable skills in her interview. And then she can start applying to a certain number of jobs a week. So this was a real client of mine. She ended up making the transition from a director level in a bank to a director level in a nonprofit. A direct transition from 2 completely unrelated fields. Seems impossible, right? It was definitely difficult, but once she got creative about her job search, she started catching the eye of hiring recruiters in ways she hadn't before. So instead of focusing on her banking experience, we've showcased her community development rather than what she did every day at work. And then in her work experience, we really focused on the times where she facilitated community initiatives. This got the attention of hiring managers, and she is happily working in her dream job. It's doable, but you just need to break it down step by step.